Hey y'all. So, in the background, I have on some soulful, neo-soul, lo-fi morning beats for motivation and focus. So, today, I'll tell y'all about my little college journey. Well, I'll give you a little insight into, how life was back then. You feel me? So, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit so we don't get distracted. Okay, good. So where do I begin? So let's start from June 2009. I graduated from Weequahic High School in Newark, New Jersey, in the top 15 percentile of my class, okay? Wasn't in the top 10 because I did not work hard enough for that, okay? There was some smart motherfuckers up there, okay? I couldn't do it, okay? I was stressing about life. I ain't had time. But, yeah, so graduated. And at the time of graduation, I had a couple schools to go to. I had got into, these are schools I actually applied for and got into. I should have applied to more, but I didn't. So I got into College of St. Elizabeth, that was in Morristown. I got accepted to NJCU, I think that's what it's called, the school in Jersey City. And I got into it was a private school like Seton Hall, but it wasn't Seton Hall, it was something else. I forgot the name of it now, but that wasn't my choice. So out of those three, the one that I chose was College of St. Elizabeth. That was an all-girls private school. Looking back, I really wish I would apply to Keene, but I didn't because I did not want to be close to home. I was trying to be as far away from home as possible because me and my adopted mom, we just weren't getting along, bro. And I wanted out, okay? So college was my escape. Little backstory on that. She took me in when I was 7, me and my little brother. I was adopted by 10, and that's when my name changed from Joyce Priscilla Majette to, well, it was Jice. And it changed to Joyce Marie Johnson. So as of 10 years old, I've been Joyce Marie Johnson. And she used to say, I want y'all to grow up, go to college, and become something or whatever. That's all I want y'all to do. Go to school, get your education, go to college. Fast forward. Now it's time to go to college. Okay, so in the summer of 2009, I think like August, it's time to go to school. My mom wasn't happy about me going to the school that I chose to go to. She wanted me to go to Essex County so that I could be close to home and still kind of live there. But that wasn't gonna work for me, okay? Because I went through hell, okay? Only people who were really, really close to me know, the depth of how I was treated and how I wanted to get out. And it was so emotional. Like, high school really sucked for me. Matter of fact, from 8th grade and up, life really sucked with my parent, okay? She was really on my ass. It wasn't like I was a fast girl or something like that, but because when she was young, she had her first and only kid at 13 years old. She's been on my ass ever since, okay? And I don't know if y'all remember, I told you that as a foster kid, there's paperwork on you. So based off of my paperwork and something I was coerced into when I was younger, that was in the paperwork, to her it made it seem like I was promiscuous, when in actuality I'm really not. I really don't give it up like that. Everybody can't get it, and I'm actually really scared when it comes to, you know, engaging in sexual activity, because I don't want to get something that's gonna fucking kill me. Okay, scared, still scared to this day, you feel me? So so fast forward, it was time for me to leave for school, and my mom didn't want to take me. Now, she's an older woman. I'm talking about old. So when I was 7, she was 62. Okay, so imagine I'm dealing with a really old, religious. She was a pastor at the time. I mean, she still is a pastor, but I don't think she's preaching anymore because she's much older now. And yeah, that was horrible in itself. Okay, it's not easy being a preacher's kid. Okay, so like I said, the paperwork made it seem like I was promiscuous, even though I was coerced into something that they put into that paperwork. You weren't there, you don't know. So they just assume and write whatever the fuck they want to write. Okay, and the family that I was staying with before that, horrible, but that's for another day. Okay, because all of that shit shaped why I'm so humble and kind of to myself. Okay, whole different topic. But yeah, fast forward, it's August and it's time to go to school, and she's like, oh, I'm not gonna take you, blah blah blah. And I'm sitting there like, I'm supposed to go to school. How the fuck am I supposed to get to school? So she had a god kid. She was an older woman too. She worked for social services. I'm not gonna say her name, but she worked for social services, so she knew a little bit more than my mom would know about these kind of things. So she said that she would take me, and my mom, you know, she allowed her to take me, but she bitched and complained the entire time. She was not happy that I was going up to Morristown. Morristown is really not that far, but it was foreign to us because we ain't really go outside of Essex County unless she was traveling down south to go visit her family and went to New York a couple times, but we didn't travel like that. You feel me? It was kind of stay in the area type shit. So goes to school, make it, got there, happy. They left me, dropped all my shit off. She said whatever she said to me, and it was basically like, kind of like don't come back type shit. You feel me? Like she was very upset or whatever. Instead of this supposed to be a joyous moment, because you told me get good grades and get into college, and I did, and you're upset about the college that I chose because it's not close to home and all you know is about a county college. So that in itself really sucks. Okay, so I'm supposed to be happy going to college, and I was happy to escape, but I wasn't necessarily happy, you know, like I'm supposed to be. Everybody else was happy moving in or whatever. I was happy for my independence, but I was really sad like that first week. So okay, now we're there. The school took us on like a little cruise around. They took us to Jersey City to do the thing around the harbor. We was on a little cruise boat. I had a ball. I have pictures. I gotta find the pictures. I hope I got those pictures. I have to look, but I'm not sure. So did that, and I was in school. So now it's September. I'm 17 years old, and I don't turn 18 until October. So we're in school. You know, going through, went to my classes. I had like 4 classes. Can I remember? I know I had like a English class, psychology class. My psychology class was 8 o'clock in the morning. That sucks. It was so hard to get up for that. And 2 other classes I can't even think about. And did that, and now it's time. I only did 1 semester. So before the semester is up, they're doing financial aid or whatever, and they're like, oh, you know, go see a counselor because there's a hold on your thing. So I'm thinking my scholarships and everything is supposed to, you know, cover my thing. I don't know nothing about this. I don't have no help. My parent wasn't even happy about me being here, so, you know, whatever. So I go to the guidance counselor and they're like, oh, you need to get this Parent Plus loan signed by the parent or some shit like that. And I knew I couldn't do that because she wasn't even happy about me even going there. So, you know, I told some people that was there, it's like, just forge the signature, nobody would know. And I didn't do it because in my head I'm like, what if this shit come back on me, blah 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 blah. If I was smart, I would have signed that paper. So I didn't do that. And now they're like, well, you owe a balance of like, my balance was like $2,000, right? So I find this out, and now I get my first job. So my first job was Century 21 in Morristown, New Jersey. So that was a retail store where they sell like name brand shit for the low, like Alexander McQueen and all that little fancy shit, like Tom Ford, you know, all of that stuff like that. So they was like a little bougie, but you get the name brands for the low because these were the items that were, maybe a thread was out of place or some shit like that. You feel me? But it was really good clothing. So worked there for, how long I worked at Century 21? For like 2.5 years. Now, when I started Century 21, the goal was to get this money up so I could stay in school. Fast forward, I ain't even do that. I end up having to move back home because I got the money and I was just spending it. Like, granted, I was part-time. It wasn't like that much money, but I could have paid towards my thing and I didn't. So I blamed my mom for that, but I have to blame me too because the responsibility eventually fell on me, where I could have paid, you know, the $2,000 or whatever, but I didn't do that. So fast forward, now I'm 18 years old, and you know, everyone around me was getting their IDs and shit. So I'm like, oh, I need to go get my ID and stuff. So I found out that, you know, for the 6 points, you need like your birth certificate, social security card, like all of that good shit. You feel me? I had none of that paperwork. My mom had that. So I had to take a trip home. This is before I left school or whatever. Had to take a trip back home. So here I am taking a trip back home to this place I dreaded since I was 9 years old. Okay? Come back. Hey mom, how you doing? Blah blah blah. I need my birth certificate and shit like that. So she goes looking for it and she can't find it. She got frustrated and it led her to say some very hurtful things. Now the hurtful thing that she said, and it still sticks with me until this day, was because she couldn't find this form. She says to me, oh, I wish I never adopted you so I wouldn't have to go through this, or some shit like that. And that shit hurt my feelings so bad. And the reason why it hurt my feelings so bad is because originally she didn't want me, okay? So like I told you, I was living with someone else, me and my brother, my baby brother. We were staying with someone else, and one time they went on vacation and we had to go get placed in another home. So that was the first time me and my little brother got separated. So he ended up going to her and I went to someone else which is kind of in the area where I live at now, which is crazy, okay? And the only reason why I remember that because I had to sit in school during that time, and the school is right over there. That's crazy how life works. So I'm in the area, you know, and during that time, that was the first time I was ever raped and forced to do sexual acts to a female. Not one, but two, okay? So, fuck that. Okay, so now me and my brother are back at that other house. And next thing I know, me and him are being removed from that place. And now we pull up to my adopted mom's house. And they told her she wanted to keep my brother. So I guess that's what the movement was. So she wanted to keep my brother, and they told her the only way that she could keep my brother is they gotta take me too, because we're a package deal. Now we're talking about kids in the system, foster care. Tell this woman we're a package deal. So originally she didn't want me. I mean, she didn't know me, but you know, originally she didn't want me. But ever since I've been there, it just always felt like we could never get along. You understand what I'm saying? And that really sucks, because I really needed a woman role model in my life and a dad. Granted, I had a mother and a father in that home, but the father was pretty much non-existent because he's old as hell and she ran the house. So I never got the support that I needed from parental figures, okay? So that's why it hurt, because I was a package deal. You originally didn't want me, and then years later, after I did what you told me to do with this college shit, you're telling me that you can't. And then this wasn't even pertaining to college. I was just trying to get my ID. I have to get my ID. You know this. You have yours, your license and shit. You feel me? I didn't never get my license because I failed driver's ed in school, and I didn't go take the retake and all that shit, and I never made the trip to go to DMV, because how would I if I don't have the support of my family behind me? It wasn't important. I used my legs. So fast forward to the college thing. So eventually I had to do the footwork to get my birth certificate and my own social security card and all that kind of shit. So I had to go to social security, and because I was adopted and I wasn't born in Newark, my birth certificate still to this day is in Trenton. So I could never just go to downtown Newark or something like that and be like, oh, let me get my birth certificate. No, I gotta go to Trenton to get my shit, okay? So did that, got all of that, did it on my own. Fuck you, okay? Now, went through that shit, and now it's the end of the semester and I gotta go back home. So eventually I had the conversation like, oh, I'm coming back home. I kept my job and I came back home. So I had to go back and forth to Morristown to get to work, because I wasn't quitting my job to go sit up in this lady house all day, okay? So fast forward to that, and eventually moved in. It sucked. Only thing that saved me was work, and I made sure that when I worked on a Sunday, so I did not have to go to church with her. Lord, please forgive me, but that's just what it was, because I couldn't deal with, you know, parents be like, what goes on in this house, stay in this house. But when you get to church on Sunday, you flapping your gums about everything that went on in the house. Never made sense to me. It's not okay for me to tell my peoples, but it's okay for you to tell these church people. I mean, most of them didn't judge me. They actually knew what was up, but they couldn't really do shit or say shit, you feel me? Because it wasn't like they were in a predicament to really help me anyway. They got their own kids, their own life, their own shit, you feel me? And no one really wanted to go against my mom like that. They just didn't. She's a mean little, okay? So, all of that. So, I remember staying there. It was very briefly. I stayed there for like 1 month. 1 month, and then end up moving out. Because I didn't want to pay. It's funny. I only had to pay like I think like $50 or $100. She wanted like $50 or $100 out my check just for me to stay there, which wasn't a bad deal, but I'd rather pay $200 somewhere else just for my peace of mind, and that's what I did. I couldn't understand at that time why I had to pay you money to stay in the house that I grew up in. I mean, I get it now as an adult, but back then it didn't make sense to me, and I just felt like it was more bullshit after bullshit after bullshit. Then she used to, now because I worked in Morristown and I was working part-time, my schedule at the time was like 5:30 to 10 or something like that. Something like that, right? So I wouldn't get home till like 11:30, 12 o'clock. And she used to be like, oh, you can't be coming in my house all hours of the night. And I'm telling her, like, I work in Morristown. This is the time I get home. I have the keys to the house. I'm gonna lock the doors. I always did. And she made a big deal about that. So that was what pressed the move, because I was so depressed to get back into that. All right. So did all of that, and then moved out. Greatest thing ever. So never did finish college at St. Elizabeth. That didn't work out. So now I'm working at Century 21. Eventually move up a little bit, and you know, stayed there for 2.5 years. Now it wasn't until that half year that I went back to college. So at that time, let me see, so I turned 18, 19, 20. I could have been 20, 21. So I actually applied to go to Essex County College, where I was going to do massage therapy and all of that. So I did like, or was it psychology? It might have been psychology, then I switched. I don't remember, but it was something like that. And I only did a year at Essex County because I think I still had to pay something, and at the time it wasn't working. Like, I'm like, all right, I'm paying bills, I'm traveling back and forth, I can't afford to go to school right now. So took the time off, never did do school. So fast forward, I was like, what, 20, 21 at that time. So I didn't go back to school until about 2 years ago. And I was pregnant with my daughter, the second daughter at the time. So it was like April. I was, I think I was working at Walmart at that time. And I applied to post. It was funny, I went online, I'm like, yo, I'm going back to school. Fuck this, you feel me? And I was looking online, searching online school classes or whatever, and Post University was the first one to call me. And the lady that did my intake, because I knew nothing about this school, I was trying to go to an HBCU, but then I'm like, yo, I'm too grown to be you know, trying to stay on campus with these schools and all this kind of shit. I wanted to go to a HBCU, all of this, all of that, all of this. At first I was gonna do Keene, but something happened with Keene that I couldn't do Keene. So I ended up going to Post online and did that. And I was supposed to be done in 18 months, but I didn't finish in 18 months. It was the fast track program to get my associates. I didn't finish on time because eventually I lost the baby. Work was, I quit Walmart at that time. Went to Aldi's, that didn't work out. Just a lot of shit was going on during that time. So I missed like 2 terms, which is equivalent to a semester or 2. And then I failed a couple classes, not because I couldn't do the work, because I didn't do the work. So I failed a couple courses. So, you know, in the beginning when I started Post, I was doing really good because they tried to put me in a little honor society. I never did the honor society. I think I had to pay at the time, and by that deadline I didn't have the money or something like that, so I didn't do that. And a little bit after that, my grades start slipping. So no, I didn't get my SASH for the Honor Society. It sucks, but at this point, I'm just happy that I finished. Like, I'm fucking 33, bro. Shit is crazy. So finally finished, and I'm excited about it. So like when I say it's only my associates, it took a lot to get here. Not because of the work, just because of life. Being a mom, being on my own, personal experiences, shit like that. You feel me? So as of May 2025, I'll be a graduate. Still have some shit to pay off. Not the loans, but like I owe a balance for school, but I'm on a plan and they let me work that out and do that and get my degree. So I'm really excited about that. So, you know, so it's Associates in Early Childhood Education, and it's funny because I do love kids. I love working with kids, all that kind of shit. And when I chose that major, I did it because, one, I felt like it would be one of the easier majors. I won't have to be in school that long because I don't have the patience no more. I wasn't going to sit in nobody's classroom. I don't have time for all of that. So it was the easiest thing for me to do. And it worked out, and I actually enjoyed, you know, the shit I learned and all of that. So that was good. So, you know, I'm done. I did my last class. I finished it like 3 weeks ago because originally I was supposed to graduate last May, and then it was going to be October, but I still had 3 classes left. So I did the 2, and then I did the 1 that I just finished now, and I'm done, baby. And what do I want to do with that degree? Originally, if I was still at my old job, I was going to use it to get a pay raise and shit like that, but I'll figure out something else for that. So what's my next choice after this? I just want to I want to get into a lot of shit. I want to do a lot of shit. So, you know, I'm gonna do a couple different things, get a couple certificates. I may go back to get my bachelor's in early childhood because originally the dream was to open up my own home-based center that could accept children like Anila, because I went through a lot trying to find placement for my kid. Like, I'm still trying to find placement for my kid, and like, although Anila's in school now and they do keep her all day, the issue is I have to be here by 3:10, you know, to grab her up off the bus because no one else is available. Everybody's at work and shit, so it kind of fucks up me a little bit. So when it comes in terms to work, I will have to work while she's in school because you know, I gotta work that out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really comfortable with doing overnight, but eventually I'm going to have to do something to get more money or whatever, because I have an income coming in, but it's fairly lower than I like, and I got bills to pay, okay? And Anila needs things, and I need things, you feel me? So I gotta do what I gotta do. But either way, I got one goal done, graduated, done. But I'm not done. I kind of want to be a professional student a little bit. Just keep going to school, learning shit. I just want to learn different trades, different things. I keep joking about this. I'm like, because if another pandemic come around, I want to be able to do almost anything, you know, be certified to do shit to make money, because that pandemic was different. And, you know, I keep laughing about it, but I just want to be a jack of all trades. My mind, I can't stay focused on one thing anyway. I can't be held down. I'm literally a free spirit, and I'm gonna fly with the wind, maybe. So whatever, fly me over here, maybe I go over there. Fly me over here, maybe I go over there. I don't know. I just need to know how to do everything so that I don't like nothing. And that's that. Okay? That is that. So congratulations to me. I'm gonna graduate 2025 after all these fucking years.